What is an optimist? Do you consider yourself an optimist? I didn't. But the other day I was driving around town running some errands and I had the radio on and I was listening to a radio show host, Dennis Prager, and he has a bit on his show called The Happiness Hour. And he was talking about optimism. And one definition of optimism is someone who always expects the best outcome. And that taken to an extreme is the story of Pollyanna that I'm sure most of us heard as children, always thinking that everything was going to go well. Well, if you have a Pollyanna attitude, then you're often disappointed because in life, things don't often go well. The opposite of that is to be a pessimist. Always expect the worst. The good things is sometimes your expectations are exceeded and you can be happy. But there is a second definition of optimism, and that is when you're in a certain situation, you focus on the most hopeful aspects of the situation, and you always find the good in any situation. And by that definition, I think I'm an optimist. I have an experience that happened just yesterday. My girlfriend was getting ready to go to an event, and she was washing her hair before. And she's African American, and when she washed her hair, it scrunched up really tight. And she came out in a panic. My hair dryer doesn't work. My hair dryer doesn't work. And I go, well, that doesn't look too bad. And she goes, no, I'm going to the BAFTA afternoon tea. And the BAFTA, for those of you that don't know, it's the British version of the Academy Awards. They have their own version. And she was going to this event and she wanted to look really good. And then I said, okay, well, there's a Walmart, real close by. Let me go there and get you another one. But before that, let me look at it. And it turns out it had a circuit breaker on there that just needed to be reset. So we saved the day. So I was looking at it from, well, let me figure out what's the best thing we can do. First, go with how you look. 2, go to Walmart. 3, maybe we can fix it. But we found a good situation. And you may be saying to yourself, well, that's easy for you to be an optimist. It wasn't your hair that was messed up and needed to be fixed. Well, just on Wednesday, I had my own situation where I found out that I was an optimist. Many of you know I'm studying at the Groundlings, and I was taking their basic class, and it was the last class. And after the class, we were all waiting in the lobby of the classroom area to have our debrief from the instructor to find out whether we had to repeat the basic class or got to move on to intermediate. And before I even auditioned to go to the Groundlings, I was told, oh, don't be upset if you have to repeat basics. Some people have to repeat it 2-3 times to move on. So that's not out of the norm. So set your expectations right. And people were going, well, if you don't pass, are you going to go study here again? Or are you going to go to UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade, another improv school in the area? And I kind of said, you know what? From my perspective, it doesn't matter. Whether I pass or fail, I'll sign up for the next class, and I get to do 12 more weeks of improv. See, because there was good in that situation. Studying improv for the sake of improv makes you better. Whether it's at the same level or a higher level, it was another opportunity. So that's an opportunity where I was able to practice it myself and reinforce that, you know what? I am an optimist. Now again, I'm not sure if you're an optimist or not. I started out as a kid expecting to win every Little League game that I played in. And that led to many, many post-game cries. Yeah. I cried when we lost. Then I became a pessimist, where I expected the worst outcome. But especially like getting over the fear of public speaking, how successful are you going to be if you think that when you get up here, I'm going to be terrible? So, so that prevents you from getting up there, and the fact that you're maybe not as terrible as you thought makes you a little bit happier, but if it prevents you from getting into the arena and speaking or doing some activity, then it's not a good idea to be a pessimist. You spend a lot of time worrying about how bad things are going to be when oftentimes they're not. So I think the second definition of an optimist can help most people deal with a lot of situations in life. Whether you're in a good situation or a bad situation, don't focus on the bad that happened to you. Don't expect everything to be perfect. But if you look around, there probably is the best possible path to take. Look for it calmly, and when you find it, take it. And I think you'll lead a happier life. Thank you.